Hey Taurus, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a new type of reading today. I'm going to be looking into what is lingering in your subconscious, in your shadow side, and how we can sort of bring that to the surface to integrate it into your conscious awareness. I definitely got this idea because it is October, so spooky season, but definitely also because I do feel that there are many of us in the collective right now that need a lot of guidance, especially when it comes to the shadow side. And I don't feel like many people tend to cover this area, so I am here to do it for you guys. Hopefully you are able to get something out of this video, and I will state a disclaimer beforehand. I really hope that this doesn't trigger you, but at the same time, there could be some aspects of this reading where you become triggered, and just keep in mind that this is something that you might need to work on. Try not to take things too personal here, but try to take it to learn from it. So let's take a look. I'm going to be pulling some oracle cards for you guys and then a couple different tarot cards as well. So what is lingering in Taurus's shadow? Let me do that again. What is lingering in Taurus's shadow side, subconscious? Okay. I think you guys have a lot going on right now. The cards were doing something crazy. So here is your first card. What is lingering in Taurus's shadow side and their subconscious? Okay, we have the shadow, very fitting. Okay, show me what is lingering in Taurus's shadow subconscious, please. What is lingering in Taurus's shadow or subconscious? It almost feels like there's an aspect of your personality that you don't really want to share. Yeah, there's something here that you're keeping under wraps, very close to you, but we'll see what that is. Show me what is lingering in Taurus's shadow or subconscious, please. Yeah. You guys are holding back a lot of like emotional turmoil or pain is what I'm getting right away. Show me what is lingering in Taurus's subconscious or shadow awareness. We have Aries. Show me what is lingering in Taurus's subconscious in their shadow. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. I'm going to pull one more from this deck. Okay. Five of Cups. There's some sort of conflict or some sort of change of direction that's happening in your life right now is also what I'm feeling with all of these fives. Okay. Show me what is hiding currently in Taurus's shadow or subconscious. The Hierophant. And we'll get one more. Please show me what is lingering in Taurus's subconscious or shadow, please. Okay, we have the Five of Cups again. Okay, so that's very significant. Okay, so ultimately what I'm seeing here for you guys is there is a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of emotional wounds that you guys are hanging on to at this time. I feel that you have been through some sort of ordeal in your life recently, or maybe you're still going through it where you feel that you have had to suppress your emotions. I'm also seeing that there is potentially an aspect here of not really acknowledging your shadow side, maybe projecting it outwards onto others. And this gives you the tendency to get into altercations with other people or misunderstandings. I feel that there's a lot going on in your mind, in your heart as well. I feel that maybe some of you have been feeling very anxious. I do feel a little bit out of breath right now as I'm settling into this reading. I just definitely feel, especially with this image here of the girl holding a cloth over her heart, and then the shadow here, and then in this image there is almost like a set of hands engulfing this egg that's surrounding this person, and then over here someone's almost like pushing something away. I feel that many of you are avoiding doing a lot of shadow work. I feel that many of you have not really been tending to your shadow integration, shadow work as you've needed to, because I do feel that you are in a lot of emotional pain right now. It's almost like you're completely detaching yourself from your emotions, and this doesn't have to be for everybody. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. But I do feel that there is almost like a disconnect here, a disconnect between you and your higher self, a disconnect between your shadow and yourself. And notice how in this shadow image, we see that the girl is sort of intrigued by her shadow. And I feel that you guys are experiencing something here where you could be encountering people here who are mirroring your shadow back to you. And you are finding yourself in situations where you are actually being faced with your own essence. You're being faced with yourself. And this is causing some sort of like internal turmoil within yourself, because you might be thinking that others are out to get you, or others are arguing with you on purpose, or others don't really have your best intention in mind. But I ultimately am feeling that there is a reason for this. I feel that you are meeting these types of people or finding yourself in these types of situations because you are needing to really take a step back and realize that the image that others are portraying back to you is actually some elements of your subconscious that you have not addressed. And like I said, I do feel that projection is a big one here, as well as avoidance. As a fixed sign, you do have a tendency to avoid your emotions, to take things very slowly, carefully, not really wanting to see what's behind the surface sometimes, depending on who you are as a person. But with the Aries card here, I'm definitely also feeling, and it's kind of bringing me to this card, it almost feels like you have a lot of repressed anger. You guys have a lot of repressed anger, which Five of Wands, Five of Cups, again, like I said, could be coming out within your connections. I feel that some of you may be losing your patience more. I feel that some of you may be picking fights with other people. Maybe some of you, it's like you resort to self-sabotage sometimes because you really don't know any other way to go about certain things. And I feel that maybe you start to feel triggered in a situation, or you start to feel like you just want to start something because you feel like the situation is boring. So it's almost like you're choosing to participate in situations here that you know will cause some sort of ruckus, some sort of argument, some sort of deflection. I don't know if others are treating you this way, and this is sort of what you've been accustomed to, or how you've been accustomed to treating others as a result. It's almost like you've been through some sort of abuse or trauma that has made you internalize the way that you've been treated and then project that onto other people. So it definitely feels like there is a little bit of sneakiness, self-sabotage here. There's a lot of repressed anger, repressed passion, repressed energy in general. I have a feeling that maybe your sacral chakra has a lot of energy to release. So maybe you've been feeling like very sexually active, very sexually, I guess, activated in general. So there could be a need to maybe exercise more, participate in some more physical activity, some more creative activity in order to help disperse some of this energy, because I do feel like you've just been holding on to energy for a very long time, and this could be from childhood. I am getting that you have been holding on to some sort of trauma from childhood. And this has sort of brought you to this place where you are finding yourself in unsatisfactory connections, unsatisfactory friendships, work environments, you name it. It almost feels like your emotional state is just like, yeah, whatever. Like the name I'm literally getting in my mind right now is Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't know if you guys are familiar with A Christmas Story or A Christmas Carol. I forgot which one it's called, but the main character, Ebenezer Scrooge, he is sort of like a human Grinch, you know? So it's almost like he's been turned cold. His heart has been turned cold. He complains about everything. He's almost like sitting in this this lower vibrational state because of how he's been treated, because of how he has experienced his life, and he doesn't know any better. And I feel that you guys are finding yourself in a place right now where you're realizing, like, damn, my life is a mess because of what I keep involving myself in, or because of the same actions that I keep taking. I feel like you guys, some of you haven't really been learning from this. I feel that you guys are still continuing to sort of carry on this sort of like nonchalant, undercover, like, notice how, I'm going to pull this card back up again. Notice how she's sort of smirking even. It's almost like you guys know what you're doing, but you're still doing it, which, no judgment here. We've all done things before that we shouldn't be doing, but it feels like you are finally reaching a place here where we're figuring out that you're just, this can't work anymore. And I feel that with the Hierophant here, you're finally taking matters into your hands to realize the bigger picture. And I do feel that you're finding that with the Five of Cups, especially in this one, that you've sort of binded yourself to this reality on your own. You sort of have gotten yourself intertwined and caught up in a mess that you yourself can actually fix. So I do feel that whether it be like arguing with people or maybe saying something you shouldn't in order to start some sort of chaos, or detaching from your emotions, or just refusing to ever do shadow work, whatever it may be for you, I feel that you're finally discovering that, hey, there's something wrong in my life and I need to change it. Maybe I finally need to take matters into my own hands and stop blaming other people. Maybe I need to channel my energy into something productive instead of choosing to engage in lower vibrational activities with people that don't really have my highest good in mind. So yeah, this is a very intense message for you guys. I feel that there is some sort of cycle of abuse here that you're breaking, some cycle of self-sabotage, feeling like you have to compete with others, or maybe you're the type of person who is always hyper-vigilant. Maybe you always feel that people are onto you, or they're trying to get you, they're out to get you. But I am seeing here that a lot of this is because of your own doing. And not to blame you, of course, but we all have to take some sort of responsibility in our lives, and we can't really hold on to the same patterns that we were taught our entire life, because otherwise we're going to be blaming others for the rest of our lives. And I feel that with the Aries card here, the Hierophant here, you're needing to take, this is you right here, this is the Taurus card, so you're needing to take initiative to heal yourself. I feel that your values could be changing, if they haven't already. I do feel that most of you are kind of still tied up in this cycle. It's almost like you're really struggling to get out of this cycle, and this is more so like your shadow side, of course. It's almost like what you resort to when you're in a bad mood. Maybe on days that you feel good, this is not necessarily the way that you go about things, but on days that you're hating the world, on days that you already feel like shit, then this is how you sort of choose to engage with your environment. You're very snappy, very self-sabotaging, passive-aggressive even. I'm hearing like watch your tone. That could be a thing for you guys. I know as Taurians, sometimes we can come across as very sharp and mean with the way that we sound, but in this case, it very well could be. You could be very much aware of what you're doing, but I feel that there is a big message here, a major message here to let you guys know that the tone of voice that you choose to communicate with is very important. I'm sure you guys have heard, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So there could be a major theme here surrounding your communication. And I just feel that you just have a tendency to get triggered very easily. It's like anything can set you off. Like you could be, it's like, but it's because you're so emotionally repressed. It's almost like you're already walking around like a firecracker just waiting to be lit, and then as soon as somebody crosses your path, you take it out on that first person, which of course is very toxic. But like I said, I feel that you are choosing to look at the situation. Some of you have not done that yet, but you will be, because if you are called to this video, then of course you probably will be taking action sometime soon, hopefully. But I feel that your higher self is really calling out to you and showing you that you can change as a person, that your values can change, that you can be a little bit more like you can be authoritative without being controlling. You can be a leader without putting people down. That you're able to get out of this mess. I'm going to pull you guys some advice here. This is an intense message. What advice here do we have for Taurus on how to heal this? Okay, we got 4 cards. We have the Moon. We have the Ace of Wands, 3 of Cups, the Emperor. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Coins. What I'm getting here for some of you is that you it's almost like you, how do I even say this? It's almost like there is a certain way you want to go about things, or certain people that you want to be around, maybe a certain path you want to take, but it's almost like you refuse to take the path that will make you happy. And this is what's causing a lot of resentment within you. And I feel that what you're being asked to do here with the Moon, Ace of Wands, is really, really take a look at your own triggers. Take a look at your subconscious. Start to really take a hold of your emotions and why you feel the way that you do. Really start to understand what makes you tick and what makes you feel certain ways, because I do feel that this has a tendency, like I said earlier, to leak out into your relationships, your friendships, your partnerships. And notice, like, this emperor here, there's I forgot what you call these, like the weights, but there's a weight on top of his head, and it's almost like you're putting your own foot in your mouth. It's like you're suffocating yourself. You're putting yourself in this situation. You're hanging your own self because you refuse to do the things that make you happy. And then instead of doing what makes you happy, you take the path that's easier, and then you end up blaming others for it. With the Page of Coins here, I feel like you're being faced with yourself. I'm almost seeing somebody looking into a mirror and seeing their true essence and not being happy with what it is. We have the Hermit here. Yeah, you're being asked to really take some time alone, to take some time to introspect. I feel that maybe you have been feeling called to this for quite some time, but you've been avoiding it. But I definitely feel that this is something that's very urgent for you guys, because if you don't get a hold of it now, or get a hold of it very soon, it could end up leaking into other areas of your life in the long run, and you could end up really making a hole for yourself, and I really wouldn't want that for you guys. So yeah, I'm also getting the message to maybe seek out help from other people that you trust. Maybe seek help from a counselor. Tell others how you've been feeling. Try not to bottle up everything inside. I do feel, like I said, that as a fixed sign, you have a tendency to hold back and not really show others how you've been feeling. But I feel that almost with the Moon, Ace of Wands here, it's like you're bursting at the seams because you have nowhere to turn and you need help. And I feel that this is something that necessarily doesn't really have to be done alone. I feel that we all need help sometimes, and if it comes down to it, then by all means, take the help. Go find a therapist, a counselor, some sort of holistic or alternative healing for yourself. But I do feel that you are needing to really take matters into your own hands before things get worse. So what is the final advice here for Taurus? Okay, we have 6 of Coins. Yeah, work with other people. Help other people. Get help from other people or help others. Queen of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. I feel that for many of you, I don't know if you have careers or jobs where you work with people very closely, or you help to give other people advice, but I do feel that you are being called to anything that's service driven. So maybe if you like to participate in food drives or donations, if you like to go volunteer at certain places, maybe at the elderly home or at an orphanage even, I'm also getting that. So I feel strongly that some sort of service-driven activity is going to really help you get out of this cycle that you've been in order to feel your heart again. Because what happens when we are of service to others is our heart chakra opens up. We are able to empathize more. We are able to connect to people on a new level. And I do feel that with the 6 of Cups, Queen of Cups here, you're going to really start to see the world in a different way. You're going to start to see your own self in a different light, and you might actually see that you have more to give than you thought. I feel that maybe you thought that maybe your worth didn't really amount to much, and this has sort of made you feel the way that you feel. Well, it's contributed to the way that you feel, but I'm also getting that this is something that's really going to help open up your heart. And notice how even in this Queen of Cups that she's kind of pouring out a bucket of water. So it's like you're going to realize that you have a lot of love to give. You have a lot of time and energy to give. You just maybe haven't been in the right place to unlock that because you've been experiencing things only one way your entire life. And then with the Tower here, let's see what's behind it. King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like once again you're taking charge. This is going to be something that really changes the course of your life. This is going to be a life-changing event for you, because I really feel that, yeah, I just really feel like you need to open up your heart. You need to experience something different. You need to try something you've never done before, something that will humble you, something that will show you different aspects of humanity. and anything, like I said, anything where you can be of service to other people. This is a strong message for you guys. So I'm going to leave it here. I really hope that you're able to take something out of this reading. I really hope that, yeah, I really hope that you guys are able to get out of this cycle. But I'm going to leave it here. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your month. And I will see you in my next reading for you. See ya.